Hello, welcome to my Game Week 18 preview for ChampManFPL. So slightly reduced game week this week. I hope you enjoyed Game Week 17 with the double. Well done if you attacked it with the likes of Jeffers and Perez. Worked out really nice. So yeah, top five did pretty well this week. No arrows in the top five, static top five. So nice solid double week for the guys at the top. Few greens on the first page. Yeah, some pretty good scores with that double. Lots of people enjoying that Friday morning. I watched it with my face behind my fingers, really. Ended up with 0 points from my 3 players, but never mind. Thanks largely to Kevin Phillips. Managed to come out this week with what was bang on the average, I think 62, 63. So yeah, need a nice strong good week soon. So let's see what we can do about this week. So slightly reduced game. So Tottenham Charlton won't be going ahead this week. Tottenham and Charlton have blanks. I did prepare them anyway, so we'll have a quick look at them in the end, in case that helps with a bit of future planning. But yeah, just 9 fixtures to look at. So Blackburn, Watford first. So Blackburn play normal at home, and Watford will play normal away in this game. And Blackburn coming out well on top, really. 2.4 average, lots of greens. That 5-1 was affected by a red card, but even if you discount that, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games where they've scored 3 or more. That's a lot. That's a good amount. Dominating the max bonus, but Watford only 6 blanks, so they're nicking the odd goal. So they're not setting up too defensively. Player returns. So Ben often comes out on top in Sims, especially when Blackburn are playing at home with 2 up front. Janssen sort of sometimes plays AMC, sometimes plays up front, sometimes De Boer plays up, sometimes he doesn't. All that kind of thing. I think that people are getting to know that now. So yeah, just because Bent's way out in front of Janssen, it doesn't mean doesn't necessarily mean that he's twice as likely to score as Janssen. I don't think, but I do think he is a good pick for their home games. Just the trouble is that you never know if he's going to play away. So that's Blackburn Watford. Looks a really good game for Blackburn. Watford have definitely got a chance of nicking a goal, and could get a bit of luck and get more than that. Bolton Borough. So Bolton, 2 heavy defeats. Back at home, back attacking. Middlesbrough, normal mentality, so fairly open game this one. And nothing to split them, 1.5 average each. Both got a splattering of greens. Yeah, it's a toss a coin, this one, really. Bolton are the home team. They'll be slightly more attacking. But Borough maybe got a slightly better team. They've got the 4-4-2 against Bolton's wing backs. So there's kind of a mixture of pros and cons for both teams. And it's chucking out a mixture of results, which I think makes sense. So a couple of red card affected games there. So 2 4-1 wins for Borough were red card affected, but they're still scoring twice a lot. And Bolton's similar. Player returns, so yeah, it really just reflects what we've just seen. You've got 4 players from each team, strikers, midfield players. I think anyone you've got playing in this game has got half a chance of getting something. Chelsea, Man United. So Chelsea attack at home. Man United play defensively away to the bigger teams. Not men behind the ball, but defensive mentality. And it makes for a pretty tight game. United just over a goal a game average. Chelsea a little bit better, not crazy better. But yeah, 1-1 or a 1-0 either way. Looks a fairly likely outcome. Clean sheets not too high, not too many blanks. So yeah, tight game. Player returns really low. I mean, 7 and 6. It's almost not worth looking at. Nothing standing out as you know, something to target really. Ipswich, Newcastle. Ipswich attack at home. Newcastle will play normal away. So much more open this one. And yeah, another one. So similar, fairly similar to the Bolton Borough game. This one could go either way. Both teams have got a good chance of scoring a few goals. Ipswich slightly out on top, slightly more attacking. Newcastle's long ball just sometimes doesn't work. So yeah, another game with plenty of goals in it for Ipswich after that Charlton game. There's another one where they could potentially score a few here, I think. So a real mixture of people showing maximum bonus. Very few clean sheets, only 5 out of 40 across the two teams. So yeah, both teams to score looks good, and you've got half a chance of one of them scoring a few goals, I think. Player returns, so Shearer was really consistent. 13 individual games he returned in, total of 19 times. Dyer did well, and then yeah, a mixture through the Ipswich team. In Sims, you get different people playing up front for Ipswich. You know, Finidi, Pablo, Stewart, Armstrong. Goals get shared around a bit, but as we saw, they've definitely got a chance of hitting a few goals. Leeds, Leicester. Leeds will attack. I think Leicester will defend this one. And the other thing to note about this one is Leeds play offside trap and Leicester play direct passing away. So that's good for Leeds as well. Offside trap is good against direct passing. And Leeds massively coming out on top. 19 wins, just a 1-1 draw there that Leicester managed. 11 clean sheets. They've only conceded once. Hogged all of the max bonus. Really strong home game for Leeds, it looks like. And player returns, so Smith, Viduka were pretty well matched up front. Yeah, Bowyer. I think Bowyer might still be injured, but yeah, Robbie Keane, Ian Hart. It's difficult to pick the Leeds midfield, isn't it? And it's the same in Sims. So again, you get the returns spread around. But yeah, anybody that you're confident is going to play in this game for Leeds is a good pick. Liverpool-Everton. Liverpool will attack. I think Everton will play normal away based on what we've seen from other teams against Liverpool so far. And Liverpool well out on top, as is often the case, not conceding too many goals at home. I know they have conceded some goals at home in some recent games where we didn't expect them, but the Villa game, for example, where they conceded 2, they were the only 2 shots on target. So sometimes that can happen. But yeah, generally speaking, Liverpool don't concede too many shots at home. And this is another example of that. So yeah, good handful of greens, lots of 2s. Pretty good chance of a clean sheet, I think. And player returns, so Owen did pretty well. Gerrard was more consistent than he often is in Sims. Berger, again, it's a bit like the Leeds team. If you're confident about who's going to play, then they're a good pick. Man City derby. Man City will attack. Derby play normal away from home. 4-4-2 against Derby's weird kind of shape. And City well out on top. Again, another home team with lots of greens this week. Over 2 goal average. They've got six times 3 or more. 7 clean sheets is not too bad either. Yeah, not so great for Derby. I suppose they've scored twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I suppose they've scored twice 9 times actually. It's not too bad, is it? It's just it was all or nothing though. Lots of 2s and 0s. Player returns, yeah. So I thought Svensson would probably come out looking good in this one. A winger against Derby is often pretty good. One shot Huckabee. Say Derby scored twice a fair amount. Tiato is usually on here. It's been really consistent in the real sim. So yeah, another game where there's definite possibilities. Millwall Arsenal. So Millwall, I think we'll play normal in this one. Arsenal will attack. And this is, I think, probably the most comprehensive set of numbers we've seen so far this season. I think Man United away to Charlton was similar to this. But I don't think the average was quite that high. 20 wins out of 20. Only 6 clean sheets. Millwall have scored more often than not. But yeah, Arsenal seem to really like this one. They've scored at least twice every time here. And then they scored 3 or more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. So crazy numbers. And player returns, yeah, look how long this list is. I'm pretty sure this is the longest list of this we've had, which just shows you how dominant they were. Whoever played, goals from all over the pitch, assists from all over the pitch. But as I say, Millwall only failed to score 6 times, so Savarese was quite consistent. Alexanderson, I feel, obviously awful for Millwall defence, but forwards and midfielders, they could still get something. And then Arsenal, yeah. Jeffers, obviously a lot of people have got Jeffers in their team after the double, so I mean he's not in here, but that's just because sometimes it's Bergkamp, sometimes it's Carney, sometimes it's Jeffers, and that's just the way it worked out. But you know, on that individual occasion, if he's going to play, then he's obviously a good pick. Don't worry about him not being on here. It's just showing you the kind of volume of goals and that they're coming from all over the place. Sunderland Villa. So another game that's pretty open. Not many teams defending this week, which is good. So yeah, Sunderland will attack. Villa will play normal away in this one. And Sunderland edging it. So they are the home team. They are slightly more aggressive. So they're coming out on top, as I'd expect. Pretty evenly matched 11s. Good number of greens there. But Villa themselves, only 5 clean sheets for Sunderland. So 15 times out of 20, Villa have got at least 1 goal. But yeah, more often than not, they've got two or 3 or 5-3 there. I'd love it to be 5-3 because Phillips and Angel are going to be my front two, I think, this week. So that would be brilliant if we could get one of these at the top. And player returns, so Phillips and Angel 1-2. Another good-looking game for Kevin Phillips after his hat trick. So yeah, I think he's. I mean, it's a good game for him, but kind of by default, I think he's going to be my captain because don't have Rude in the team. I'm not going to be bringing Rude in for that Chelsea away game. I've got Jason Yule, so I think I'm just going to bench him for the blank, have him back next week, and roll with a Phillips and Angel front two. I think will be my plan, unless we get an Arsenal leak. Then I might be tempted to get an Arsenal forward in, if I can be sure about who it is. So that's Sunderland Villa, another potentially game full of goals. So look ahead. Well, actually, let's do the top returns first. So top returns for the week. So Henry. So yeah, obviously he'll be an injured out. So he was out for 2 weeks. So by the time this game rolls around, I'm guessing that he'll be orange flagged, and then it will be, depending on what percentage he's on. So I'll be interested in watching Luke and Andy for the stream to get the news on that. And again, it's my guess would be that it will be a little bit up in the air, which is a bit of a shame considering how good that Millwall fixture looks. Alan Shearer was really consistent away to Ipswich in a pretty open looking game. Marcus Bent, Blackburn looked really strong to beat Watford by 2 or 3. Kevin Phillips looks good again, and then Smith and Viduka. That home game against Leicester looks really tasty. The quality of player and the tactics, both in Leeds' favour in that one. So look ahead defensively. So Arsenal have got a pretty good run. They're not going to play any team that will try and attack them in the next 4. Ipswich and Middlesbrough will play defensively against them. I'm not sure about the Middlesbrough one actually, but yeah, it's definitely orange. Because Arsenal will be at home, so Middlesbrough definitely won't go and attack, put it that way. So pretty good run for Arsenal. Blackburn have got home games in a row, 3 home games in a row before they go away to Anfield, which is not so good, but still time to get points from Blackburn before then. Chelsea have got a good defensive run, I think. So yeah, Man United will go and try and defend. We've just looked, that'll be really tight. Everton away and Derby away. And then Aston Villa, one of the best teams you can play at home from a defensive perspective. It's a good run for Chelsea. Leeds, 3 home games in a row, and then Millwall. So it doesn't get much better than that. Liverpool, they've got 2 home games against teams that will go and defend. Or I think Blackburn will definitely defend because they always do away. And then Everton might play normal, might play defensive. I don't think it will make a huge amount of difference in that one. Man United keep letting us down. They keep letting in. They keep conceding like 1 or 2 shots and letting one of them in. But so maybe that will change in the second half of the season. But those 2 home games especially look pretty good, and they're capable of making it tight this week. And then Sunderland, pretty good run. But as always, very, very difficult to pick clean sheets. This is all in the context of anybody else's fixtures being bad, really. Look ahead attack. So Arsenal still on a good run. So that Millwall game looks fantastic, and then they've got 2 home games before going to Bolton away. Blackburn, as we've just said, have got 3 home games in a row. Chelsea, a good run. Leeds, home games in a row, and then Millwall, as we just said. Man United, Sunderland, yeah, it's pretty much the same teams, although I think we've got Newcastle in here from an attacking perspective, because I just think we saw that Ipswich game looks quite open. They could score some goals away at Ipswich, and then they've got a home game, and then they're away to Charlton and away to Watford. So I think I said it last week that I wouldn't be surprised if Shearer got 4 or 5 goals in the next sort of month or so. So I know they didn't get anything. He didn't get anything in the last game, but I'm going to stick by that. I wouldn't be surprised if Shearer hits some goals in the next few weeks. And then finally Sunderland, again 3 home games out of 4. So that's this week. Let's have a quick look at Spurs Charlton since I've got it. So this will now happen in game week 22, so it's not too far away. If you wanted to start planning around that double, it gives you an idea of what you might expect from the extra game, the Spurs Charlton game. So lots of goals here for Tottenham, but Charlton also scoring a fair amount of goals. Not too many blanks. Spurs haven't blanked at all. And then, oh, that's not right. The Spurs Charlton players. Again, another really long list. Lots of games where both teams scored, so a really long list. Rebrov and Slakovic absolutely smashed it for me. So 2.7 average for Spurs. Lots of times they scored 3 or more. Again, goals from all over the pitch. So something to ponder over the next few weeks. Say that will happen in game week 22. And that will be part of a double for those 2 teams. Okay, so that's it for this week. Good luck with the game week. Looking forward to the stream with Andy and Luke. Catch the Scout League, all that good stuff. Good luck with it. See you next week. Cheers, guys.